Good night with this. Thanks again for tuning into yet another video. Infamous coming at you live from the West Coast yet again, San Jose, California. So I just wanted to share my thoughts and just put in my 2 cents about how good this is for the consumer if Harley Davidson is in fact releasing a 117 high output lowrider S, lowrider ST, softail, whatever you want to call it. I think it's good for the consumer. This is something that I've been asking for from Harley. This is what I've been asking for many years. Give us something that has performance. It's just a well-rounded bike. Torque, performance, handling, suspension. That's pretty much everything that the softails have been. All right, so I've just, like I said, I've been saying for a long time, Harley Davidson has a line of performance goods. All right, this is OEM Screaming Eagle performance parts from Harley Davidson. They have a huge catalog of goods that they offer you. You know, you guys get what I'm trying to say, the Harley tax. All right, so for a long time you would buy the bike, and then of course you would have to upgrade some of these components. Harley has cams, they have tuners, they have breathers, they have exhaust, they have 131, 135 kits, 128, 124. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Harley Davidson has a huge catalog of these goods, and I've been saying for a long time, give us some of these goods with these factory bikes. And this is pretty much what that is. The 121 CVO ST, that's what that is. It's a Screaming Eagle, Screaming Eagle 121 high output road glide. That's what that is. Now we're finally seeing it on the lowrider S and the lowrider ST, which is, like I said, it's great for us. It's great for the consumer. Now you're saving some money off of the Stage 2. You will still have that option. All right, you still have that option as far as upgrading components. You will always have that option. Aftermarket suppliers, the market for these softails M8s it's huge. There's a lot of options out there for you to choose from. You have Woods, you have Redshift, you have Fueling, you have SNS, the Cyclorama. You have so many different options for you to go with, so you can upgrade your bike. But let me tell you, if these do have what I believe they will have, which is a 117 high output, riding modes, and a few other goodies, maybe a liquid cooled V-twin, liquid cooled M8 117 high output, that's going to be pretty great. All right. For one, the riding modes are going to feel fantastic on these softails. On the road glides, if you guys have test riding road glides or a street glide or whatever, and you've tried the riding modes, you guys are going to see how crazy these bikes are going to feel. All right, these bikes, these softails are 200 pounds lighter than the CVOs, than the road glides, than the street glides with riding modes. Can you imagine how crazy this bike's going to handle? How responsive it's going to be off the line? It's going to be fantastic. I doubt people will have a need to upgrade to a Stage 2. But like I said, you will still have that option. You can still do that. But having the ride modes and maybe a Stage 1, for the most part, most people will be satisfied with that. The bike's gonna handle great. It makes a huge difference. I've been saying it ever since I test rode the Chief, the Chiefs, which had ride modes for a while now, and I've been wondering, like, why isn't Harley doing this? Mechanically, there is nothing here. It's just the throttle lag is taken out. That's it. Like, why isn't Harley doing this? Harley can do this. This is easy. You just remove the throttle lag and the low RPMs, and this thing is crazy responsive. So I'm glad that Harley finally adapted that to their touring models, and I'm glad Harley's potentially bringing that to the softails. So I'm just saying, it's nice to have an output. A high output tune on these 117s, and potentially a high output cam, kind of like what they did with the 121. That's what I'm hoping for. If they're doing that, then that's going to be great. Technically, it's going to have a torque cam from the factory, which is going to be fantastic. You're going to save yourself a ton of money, because I could tell you guys, doing a Stage 2 on these M8s, it does get pricey. we're talking about potentially around $2,000 to $3,000 depending on who you go with, what tune, what you put in there. Of course, you have the plates, the pumps. There's just so many options. It's gonna cost you thousands and thousands of dollars, and having it from the factory, it's gonna be great because you're saving yourself money. Now you just have to do the exhaust, the tune, and that could be somewhere between $1,000 to $2,000, and you're pretty much set. Unless, like I said, you want the extra performance, you want 150 horsepower with 150 foot-pounds of torque, you will have that option. It'll still be available. So let's go ahead and look at the image that I did on Photoshop. So this is an image, of course, that I altered. This is going to be the brilliant red Lowrider S with, of course, the high output Milwaukee 8, and potentially we might see this liquid cooled. All right. So yes, it is a 121 here, but I photoshopped this. I didn't want to go into the details and do a fine tuning of this image. I just wanted to do just a raw image here, so you guys can see, of course, the coloring, brilliant red Lowrider ST. We're also going to be getting it in iron metallic, I believe. So those are going to be the colors for 2025. And like I mentioned, this might switch. So what I'm hoping for is they might keep this looking like this, or we might see an extra or a bigger radiator somewhere down here, like you get on the CVO. So you have or on the towing models, they have a little they have the radiator down here. I'm hoping they could keep it like this, maybe add a couple fans, stuff like that. For the most part, I'm hoping that most of the styling stays to the way you see it here in the image. So based off of the other leaks, of course, they have leaked a 2-into-1 for the Lowrider S and the Lowrider ST. So we will now just have one pipe coming out, which is great. So that's why I included the Screaming Eagle pipe. It's not going to be this one. It's going to be a little bit shorter. But overall, the air breather's not going to be this massive. But you guys are getting the point. I mean, it'd be nice if they have a little bit of these trims, but I don't think we'll get that. But you guys can see the bike looks great. All right, that massive air breather. It's going to have the same 117 air breather. It's just going to have the high output badging on it. So, like I said, it's gonna be great. Is it something that you might want to upgrade to? I don't think it's something like, if you have a Lowrider ST, I don't think it's something that might be worth upgrading to. If you already made your payments, you're making your payments, you're close to paying it off, your insurance is about to drop, just based off of that, I don't think it's something that you should upgrade to. But if you're someone that has a Lowrider S and you're looking at frame mounted fairing, you want a little bit more performance, let's say you bought it in 2020 and you're like I said, it really depends on your financing. If you're about to pay off the Lowrider S, just pay it off, and then you could get the 117 high output. But if you're someone that's been riding a Dyna or FX DLS or a Street Bob or whatever, maybe it's time for you to upgrade after the 23rd of January. Maybe it's time to upgrade. Maybe it's time to upgrade to a 2024. They're going to be on sale. They're going to be on discount. Some of these dealers do have a lot of inventory. So maybe it's time for you to buy a Lowrider S, a 2024. It really depends. Do you want the additional performance? Do you want the additional cooling? Do you want the riding modes? You could, of course, buy those components. Like I have with my 114. I have a throttle tuner on my bike. That's something that you could do. It's only like $300, or you could get the RBW skull, which is about $800, and then you can have a throttle tuner, ride modes like that, instead of course refinancing a $24,000 bike with Harley Davidson, and then of course increasing your insurance premiums, having that monthly payment. You could just buy the throttle tuner from RBW or Turi or Fast, and just pay $800 one-time payment, or $400, whichever one you guys decide to go with. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. looking forward to the 2023, January 23rd announcement later this month. It's going to be great. We're going to see a lot of great bikes. Let's cross our fingers. Hopefully the prices don't go up too high, but expect them to go up. So maybe we'll see LEDs in these 2025s. No more bulbs. So let's risk it out there and ride. Later.